already. So he's off Mufasa, he off the, I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So it's done. I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz. Looks like there's a new couple in Hollywood. Aaron Pierre, Teyana. Aaron Pierre, that's Teyana.
It's always crazy how something so small, just a few words, can carry so much weight. That's exactly what happened here. No long paragraph, no big speech, just 7 cold, sharp words that felt like they could slice straight through someone's heart. Lose my number for good. No explanation. No follow-up. No softness in the tone. Just final. And when word got out that this was allegedly sent from Aaron Pierre to Teyana Taylor, it was like dropping a lit match into a room full of gasoline. Fans lost their minds. People weren't just shocked, they were confused. Why now? Why so cold? Because let's be real, Teyana and Aaron weren't exactly in a perfect place recently, but no one expected something this final to pop up out of nowhere. Their story had been messy, sure, but this felt like the end of a chapter, or maybe even the whole book. It had been building for a while. The signs were all there, if you really looked. The couple who used to flood social media with cute pictures and flirty captions? They'd gone radio silent. No red carpet dates. No birthday tributes. Not even a little, like, on each other's posts. It was as if they were living in 2 separate worlds, and fans were already whispering that a breakup was coming. But the thing about celebrity relationships is sometimes they manage to patch things up at the last minute. That's why people were still holding out hope. Until this. The week before the text, Teyana had been gearing up for a big charity event. It was her baby, something she'd been planning for months. Aaron was supposed to be there, front and center, showing support. At least, that's what she thought. But when the night came, Teyana walked in alone. She gave her speech, smiled for the cameras, but anyone who knew her could see it in her eyes. She wasn't fully there. She left early, skipping the after-party. And hours later, the internet started buzzing with pictures of Aaron somewhere completely different. Not just somewhere else, but at a private gathering with one of his co-stars. And the whispers weren't just about him being there. Multiple people claimed they saw him getting way too comfortable with someone who is definitely not Teyana. Closed body language, leaning in to talk, a hand resting on a waist, little things that could be innocent, but together, it painted a picture that didn't sit right. There was no photo proof, but there didn't need to be. In the age of social media, a juicy story spreads with or without receipts. Sources say Teyana didn't just let it slide. A couple of days later, she called Aaron to talk about it, and it wasn't just about that night. She brought up other times he'd embarrassed her, skipped out on important events, and put her in situations that made her look bad publicly. This wasn't one isolated issue. It was years of little cuts finally bleeding out all at once. People close to her say she was emotional but calm at first, then it got heated. Aaron, on the other hand, allegedly stayed cold, dismissive, barely engaging in the conversation. And then he hung up. Not long after, the text came through. Lose my number for good. When the screenshot first leaked, no one knew if it was real. At first, people laughed it off as fake drama cooked up by a random account. But then bigger fan pages started posting it. A friend of a friend claimed they saw it before the number was blurred out. Others swore they recognized Aaron's texting style. Short, blunt, no fluff. And just like that, it became the hottest piece of gossip online. What made it sting was the way it was worded. It wasn't just "we're done" or "don't text me again." It had an edge to it. A door slam energy. It was the kind of thing you send when you want to make sure there's no coming back from it. Fans started dissecting the psychology behind it. Was it anger? Was it pride? Was it something so bad that happened off camera that he felt he had no choice? Teyana's public response was quiet but deadly. Hours after the leak, she posted a black screen on her Instagram story with white text that read, "Sometimes the trash takes itself out." No names, no tags, but the internet didn't need a manual to figure out who she was talking about. Her fans lit up the comment section, cheering her on, while Aaron's defenders said it was petty and unnecessary. That night, her house was busy. Paparazzi caught friends coming and going, some carrying bags of takeout, others with overnight stuff, like they were settling in to keep her company. The next morning, Teyana stepped out wearing a hoodie pulled low and big sunglasses, ignoring every paparazzi question thrown her way. She didn't crack a smile. She didn't make a joke. She just got in her car and drove off. Meanwhile, Twitter was in chaos. People were taking sides, making memes, and turning the whole situation into a digital war. One tweet read, "Aaron really just Thanos snapped their whole relationship." Another said, "Imagine loving someone and they tell you to lose their number like you're spam." On TikTok, the reenactments started rolling in. Dramatic readings of the text, fake crying, people pretending to be Teyana staring at her phone in shock. But behind the jokes, there were whispers of something deeper. An anonymous source claimed that Aaron had been mentally checked out for weeks and had already been telling close friends that he was planning to walk away. The charity event drama was apparently just the final push. Another person said the text wasn't the last thing he did. After sending it, he allegedly blocked her on every single platform. Phone, Instagram, email, gone. Still, not everyone believed it was truly over. This wasn't the first time they'd had a public fallout. They'd unfollowed each other before, deleted pictures before, even gone weeks without being seen together, only to pop back up holding hands like nothing happened. But the difference this time was the finality of it all. The tone of that message didn't sound like someone leaving the door cracked open. It sounded like someone bolting it shut and tossing the key into the ocean. And yet, with celebrity couples, there's always that lingering question, is this truly the end, or just another act in the same long, messy, high-stakes play? Because if there's one thing the public has learned from watching these relationships unfold in real time, under flashing cameras, viral tweets, and endless commentary, it's that love in the spotlight is rarely ever as final as it seems. Breakups happen, statements are released, unfollows occur, and yet, somehow, months later, they're spotted together again, or a song drops that hints at reconciliation, or a birthday wish appears in the comment section, setting the internet on fire once more. With Teyana and Aaron, that question feels especially heavy. The courtroom scene was explosive, yes. Her walking out, his silence, the emotional fallout. It all looked like a closing chapter. But was it? Or was it just the midpoint of a story that still has more twists to come? For now, both of them are keeping quiet. No public statements. No cryptic Instagram captions. No paparazzi photos staged at coincidental restaurants. Just silence. But in today's world, silence doesn't calm speculation, it fuels it. Every hour without a comment becomes a new thread of conspiracy. Every day without a sighting becomes a louder question mark. And so, the attention shifts not just to Teyana and Aaron, but to everyone around them. Their close friends, stylists, makeup artists, collaborators, even distant cousins, all suddenly become subjects of scrutiny. Social media activity is being watched like a live crime scene. Who's still following who? Who liked each post? Who reposted an old memory or suddenly archived their entire profile? These tiny digital moves, meaningless in any normal situation, are being interpreted as signs, signals, warnings. Fans and bloggers are treating them like clues in a mystery novel, trying to piece together the real story from emojis, comments, or the lack thereof. And now there's talk, low whispers, anonymous tips, private DMs making the rounds, that someone close to Teyana might be ready to speak out. Whether it's a friend, a former assistant, or a family member, no one's sure. But the suggestion is that this person has something to say. Something real. Something raw. Something that could either put the entire saga to rest or reignite it in ways no one's ready for. Because sometimes it just takes one piece of truth, one interview, one quote, one accidental leak, to burn everything down. Or, on the other hand, to clear the air and offer the closure everyone's craving. But this is the danger of public love. The people involved don't always get to decide how their story is told or when it ends. And until someone actually says the words, clearly, definitively, and publicly, it's over. The world will keep watching, keep guessing, and keep waiting for the next act. Because deep down, nobody really believes the curtain has fallen. Not yet.